And welcome. Alright, so in this video, I'll be showing you a few things that you must learn and also how to work with ID, div, class, and ID. Okay, so we'll be starting now. The first thing you want to do is to create a div. So I'll create a div, and then inside this div, I'm going to give it an ID or a class name, anyone I'll choose. So I give it a class name of main, or let's just say top. Okay, so now I'll create a UL as for list, then list. So I'm going to click on this list with A. Okay, alright, because I want it to come with this link, I'll be needing it. So I'll copy this and paste like 4 times. Now, so I want to create something like a website or a blog that someone can go and read about. Let's just imagine that we're writing a book, and then we want to be in a website form that you can go to the website and read the book, can go from one chapter to the other. Okay, so now I'll create this first one. I'll call it, so inside this place here, I'll write my home. Now come here, I'll say chapter 1. Let's copy this because since I'll be repeating it, there's no need typing over and over. I'll just paste it here. And I'll change this to 2. Okay, so we've successfully created our chapters. Let's see what we've been doing. Right, so we have this home, chapter 1, chapter 2. Now you notice that this text is like very bold. This is not how it's supposed to be. That's because for every new HTML file like you create, it's coming with its own CSS, and then the CSS is having this font size of 15 pt. So we are going to remove this. Now I want to add this style. This is like the most important thing you have to do. So we remove any form of margin. Box sizing. Alright. Okay, so now I want to, you see that the size has reduced. The size has reduced. I want it to be like straight here like this. I want to add a background color to the body because the page is looking so white. Let's try this color. Okay, this is better. Now let's work on this home, this head section. Let's work on it first. I'll come here. I'll do for this this div that I created that is called top. I'll come here, I'll say hash top. That's because I'm using a div class. I'll use hash. Then I would I want it to be center, so I'll say text align center cursor. Okay, so this cursor pointer now, if you are using a system to do this, you would know that if you are viewing the website from a laptop, once your cursor comes to this side, it's going to like change to a pointer. Okay, so that's the meaning of cursor pointer. And then let's add a background color. And let's try this. It's not very bad, but it's not very nice. Okay, let's use this color. Okay, it's not going to be affected. This because I'm talking about the top now. I've not called this one specifically. So what I'll do is I'll come here and then I'll say UL. This style type. None. So what we just did is that we just remove all those dots that used to be here. Okay. Then display inline flex. Now you see that it has changed, like it's now straight. So let's bring it downward a bit. I want to add padding to it. It's looking very small. Okay. This is like adding padding to the top. Then if I say 10px, it's like adding padding to both sides. Okay. And lists. Let's add margin of 25px. Alright, so you notice that there is a space. Now we have a space, but this stuff is scrolling. I don't really like this scrolling effect. I want to do something. This background, I'm going to add a minimum height of 100 view height. So this is the height I want it to have. Now we still have this scrolling because this the margin I added was like too much, and then it went all the way to this side. So let's reduce this to 15. Okay, it's too much. Let's go to 10. Alright, so this is okay. I don't want it to scroll. So now come to the A tag and do something to it. We'll do text decoration none. that's to remove this underline that is here. The text is not even showing clearly. Let's make it to show. So we'll say color. Okay, so now you can see the text. Alright, this is beautiful. I don't like this background color. Let's just use white or another shade of white. Let's try paper white. Or ghost white. Alright, so this is better. Okay, so we are done with arranging this hex section. Let's add something quickly, like a hover effect. So a hover. Alright, so what I want is that if I hover on this thing, I want the color to change. See the way the color is changing to orange. So this is what's called hover effect. But now this color changing to orange is changing very fast. So there's something we can do called transition. So you say transition 2 seconds. See, it changes to orange and then it remains like that, not like the way it was changing before. And then until you click to the next one. So you see. Now that's all for the head section. It's already arranged the way I want it to be. So what I want us to pick from this video is what I'm about to do now. So there's something called section. Okay, so I'll give this section an ID. The ID I want to give this section is going to be the same name that is here. Okay, so I'll copy this home. I'll paste it here. I advise that you copy it because so that you don't go and type another thing, because it's case sensitive. So if you type something else, it might not work properly. So I'll put this home here. Now I'll write some text in the home section. Say H1. Okay, so I have some text that I want to write. Let's say we're writing a book on wealth or something. So copy this. Paste. Okay, so now I have this text. So what I can do is I'll come to my style sheet. I'll call the H1, and then I'll just add margin to it because it's like it's almost too close. So I just add margin to the top and to the side, then px, then px. Alright, so this is okay. Let's make this 15. Okay, so this is better. I can make the color to be alright. So this is fine. Now that's my home section. So I want to write some text here, a paragraph text here. I'll just put it, copy the text. Alright, so this text is, oh, I now close my H1. I wrote the paragraph tag inside the H1 tag. Let's remove this. Okay, so this is better. Alright. So this first px is adding margin to the top and to the bottom, while for this second one is adding margin at the side. Okay, I want it to be the same with this one, so let me just put 15. Okay, so I want it to start at almost the same line. Yeah, so we can also change the font family. Let's say sans serif. Alright, let's just leave this. I wanted a particular font family, but it's not working. Mostly is I will just use Google Fonts to add the font, but that's not our focus. So just let's leave it. So I've created this home page. Now, what I want us to achieve is that if I click on this home page, it should refer to this page. So let's say we are writing a website that requires books chapters. You don't want to have to, if you want to go to chapter 2, maybe we are done reading chapter 1, you want to go to chapter 2, you now have to scroll before you get to the other chapter. What you can do is you just click on this and it will take you to the next chapter. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. So now this section, I've given it an ID of home. So I will come here that same home, I'll write it in this href. Make sure that there is hash before it, and I'll come and write home. So when I click on this home, it's as if it's referring me to this page. You will not see the effect yet until we do like chapter 4. So let's go to the next chapter and do. So I'll just still come back and do section. And let me just do for the 4 sections. Okay, so this one now, I give it ID. So I'll give it ID of chapter 1. I'll give this ID also. Chapter 2. Okay, so now I've created this different section. Now for this chapter 1, I want to write something here, and okay, so I can just copy this and cut that part out of it, and then I want to put that one in a h2 tag. Alright, let's see what we've done. Okay, so you see chapter 1, understanding money. Now let's come to our h2 and edit it. There is something you can do. So since I want h2 and h1 to have the same property, I'll just come and do h2. So you see the effect I did for h1, the same thing applied to h2. Okay, so I just paste, I'll paste this text repeatedly because I want it to be plenty and I don't want to go to my notes app as many times. Alright, so we have enough text. Now remember I gave this an ID of chapter 1, so I'll come to this part where chapter 1 is, and then I'll write chapter 1 here. Copy, I'll put chapter 1 here. Okay, so when I click here, you see that it shifted and took me to chapter 1. You're going to see it better in chapter 4. So let's come here and do for chapter 2 also. Copy, then put chapter 2. Okay, for chapter 3. The reason why I'm copying this because if you type, you might make a mistake. So just put for chapter 2, paste. Come for chapter 4, copy it. Okay, so we are done. Now let's work on this section. I'll copy this text. Let's try something different. Okay, so now we as it is now, you cannot see chapter 2, but if I click on this place, see, it took me to chapter 2. If I click on this place, it takes me to chapter 3, and then here chapter 4. So that's what I want us to understand. Let's write it, saving. So I'll just copy this. Okay, so I'll paste this in section 2. I'll paste this in section 3. Then I'll paste it in section 4. Alright, so this is it. Now I want to go to chapter 4. So I'll just click here. It takes me to chapter 4. I want to go to chapter 3. It takes me to chapter 3. I want to go to chapter 2. Like that. So this is how you can work with this. This is very important. Don't forget it. You need it. It might not be that you are building a website that is for books or something, but any website at all, even if it's home about section, and you don't want someone to scroll before they get it, they should be able to click and to take them to that place. Okay. Alright, so let me go over it one more time. Once you create your link and it's in the href, you add the chapter, then you create a section with an ID of this. Then in the href, you put the name of the chapter and make sure that there is hash. Okay, so that's all for this video. See you in the next video.